710.
The following program, paid for by Right Path Real Estate, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guy that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Mics are hot.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio. Come on inside. The water's fine. So I want to talk today about this concept of is a retirement age an age or a number? When you think about retirement, you know, I have an opportunity to speak to a lot of groups, and I've been asking this question: at what point do you get to retire? And then I ask, what age do most people retire? And people say, 65, 70, something along those lines. And when you start focusing on a number, it's a more realistic goal. I was speaking at our event last night, at the case study event. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Moni. She shared her story last night. Here's a person that is interesting because I'd forgotten that she came in July to our case study event. We had it at the Crown Plaza. Last night we had it at our office. We've got a beautiful spot in our new office to be able to have events. That's at 13501 Katy Freeway. So she said she was sitting in July in case study. And then she goes, I didn't realize the cost of not going. And so she said, in July I had something going on that weekend, so I put it off a month. And August was my birthday month, and so I put it off another month. Then she came in September, and she said her whole world shifted. She said in that 8 hours on Saturday and 8 hours on Sunday, she started thinking differently. And I know it sounds kind of cliche to say, you start thinking different, it changes everything. But it's not a cliche, because one of the things that we know for a fact is that our thinking really does determine our decisions that we make on a daily basis. And our decisions determine our actions. And it's our actions that lead to the results that we get in life. Now, so many times people make decisions that lead to their actions, and they want to change their actions, like they want to work, I'll get up 30 minutes earlier, or I'll stay 30 minutes later at the office. And the reality is that doesn't move the needle very much. Because if you're a person making, let's say, $50,000 a year, you can't work just 20 times harder and make $1 million a year. It just doesn't work like that. The question becomes, how do $1 million earners do it? That's where most people want to focus is. What is it that they're doing that makes them earn $1 million a year and someone that makes $50,000 a year is doing different? And it's not where they went to college. It's not, any of the things that you think. What I'll tell you is they think differently. People that earn $1 million a year think differently than people that make $50,000 a year. I'll give you one example. Everyone that I know that makes $1 million a year or more knows exactly what the value of their time is. When I ask most people that make less than $1 million a year, hey, what's the value of your time? Oh, it's priceless. Oh, it's immeasurable because, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. Time is so precious. I value time more than money. And I say, so you really don't know, right? Because that was a really simple question. What's your time worth? Oh, you can't even put a number on it. Yeah, you can. yeah, you can. So what it is you haven't done the work to figure out what your time is worth, because you have to value your time based on the idea of how much you want to make. I did this exercise one time with a guy that wanted to partner with me in business. And as a study of whether or not I wanted to partner with him, as part of the due diligence, I needed to see what a typical day was like for him, so I could know if what he's doing is even fixable. And number one, when I saw what he was doing in a day, it set off some alarm bells for me. And sometimes you have to go around the horn, if you speak, so to speak, in order to bring a lesson home. So I couldn't just ask the guy straight out, why are you doing all these things? Because he'd have gotten defensive. Because, we want to defend why we do the things that we do. But in that defense of what we do and why we do it, it keeps us locked into where we are. Because our defense of it really reveals our thought process. And when the more we defend our thought process, the harder it is to change our thinking, which leads to different decisions, which then leads to different actions, which then leads to the results that we want. So stop and think about this right now. I want y'all to play along. For those of y'all on Facebook and for those of y'all in Radio Land, I want you to think about, what kind of income do you want to make for 2019? This is a really good time to be doing this. This is December the 14th. It's a Friday. We've got about 2 weeks left in the month. I know we're closing on selling a property today. We contracted a property yesterday. We're actively doing real estate, and I'll talk about that. I'll answer any kind of questions that you have if you want to call in, and call in number 713-785-1817. But I want you to recognize that you've got to determine how much do you want to make for 2019. And I've had, it's funny to me sometimes when people say, I want to make $10 million next year. And is that doable? Well, I mean, yeah, possibly. It's going to take more than just saying it to make it happen. If you're not at about $833,333.33 by the end of January, probably not on track. It's about $200,000 a week if you do the math. But you need to decide, where do you want to be? If you're at 50,000, you want to be at 75, do you want to be at 100? What's it going to take to get you at 100? Well, the one thing that you have to start understanding is that you have the ability to make yourself better, in terms of more valuable to the marketplace. So if you want to make $100,000 a year next year, if that's your goal, or you can double the math if it's 200 or triple if it's 300, but simple math, there's about 50 weeks in the year. Because you're not going to work all 52. Don't even do that math. Just simple math, 50 weeks. So 100,000 divided by 50, you get $2,000 a week. Got to make $2,000 every week, week in and week out. You have 1 week, you make 1,000, better make 3,000 another week to make it up. Got to average 2,000 a week for 50 weeks. Pretty simple. Gets you to $100,000 a year. Now let's break it out by the hour. $2,000 for the week. You're going to work 40 hours a week, you're going to work 50. Let's keep it simple. 40 hours, that's $50 an hour. 50 times 40 is 2,000. So real simple. Is everything you're doing and the hours that you're working, would you hire someone, would you pay them $50 an hour in order to do that task? Like, for example, if you're in there cleaning your house during work time because you work from home, do you pay somebody $50 an hour to clean your house? If you're mowing your yard, do you pay somebody $50 an hour to mow your yard? If you're managing your own property, ouch, do you pay somebody $50 an hour to manage your property? If you're going to hire a property manager, would you pay him $50 an hour? Would you pay him $100,000 a year? And if the answer is ever no to the task that you're doing, that you would not pay them $50 an hour in order to do that task, then you are not allowed to do it. Because why would you, if you're worth $50 an hour, why would you do $15 an hour tasks? And yet I hear people defend it. Oh, but I like doing it. Oh, it brings peace and joy and comfort. Yeah, it's keeping you where you are, that thought process. Now, if you're happy with where you are in life and you're not looking to make changes, then keep doing what you're doing. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you've got. So I'm not talking to the people that are happy with where they are right now. I'm only talking to the people that want to do better in 2019 than they did in 2018. So the question becomes,
1 minute.
What's your time worth? Here's what happens. We do a 2-day weekend event. I'm doing it this weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday. We have a few spots left. If it's not too late to register. It's the end of the year. It'd be a great time for you to take a look at setting up new goals for 2019, setting yourself to win. I guarantee you there'll be someone from this class this weekend that will make decisions that will change all of 2019 based on information that they learn at this event. It will be that powerful because what will happen is not only will they learn what to do differently for 2019, they will also learn how to act differently. They will learn how to decide differently, and they will begin to think differently. That's what will happen at our Wealth Through Real Estate Workshop. The music says I'm out of time for this segment. I hope you're enjoying it. Give me a shout out. Stay tuned through the break. I'll be right back.
Mics are off.
Thank you.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825.
Thanks, Andrew.
Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Hey, thanks, JC.
That's foundationcheck.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly
1 minute to come back.
contractor
All right,
for
all
your
right, all right.
investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992.
Coming back, stand by.
Or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
I feel so good
This
today.
is
I feel
Business
so good
1110.
today. I think I'm going to go work out this afternoon.
Mics are hot.
Hot mics! That's what I like to hear. Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. 713-785-1817. 713-785-1817. Sorry about the blurry eyes. I was banging on the desk a little bit, and the cameras linked to the desk. Okay, so we're talking about this weekend. You're going to be changing your thinking. You're going to be changing your decisions. You're going to change your actions, which will change your results. So we're talking about valuing your time. If you're coming to the weekend retreat this weekend, in fact, we used to call it the weekend retreat. I'm regressing. It's actually the Wealth Through Real Estate Workshop, because that's really what it's about. It's how do you create wealth through real estate. And where I get excited, you started making the distinction. I mean, I had some really, really smart people in the room last night. And I know we have some really smart listeners on the radio. And started asking people, hey, how many in here have a 401k? And about 90% of the people raised their hand. And I said, okay, for all y'all 90% that raised your hand, how many of you can tell me every investment stock or whatever or the mutual fund or whatever it is can list all of the assets that you own in that 401k? And not one person could do it. And I said, isn't that interesting? I've noticed, oftentimes people will spend a whole lot of time cutting back on, their spending. If they're eating out a lot and the budget starts getting a little tight, then, hey, let's eat at home a little bit more. Let's not eat out quite so much, right? Because eating out is more expensive than eating at home. Or you get the cable bill in. You go, man, we're spending how much for internet and entertainment? So, you drop that and you go with Netflix. Keep the internet, but go with Netflix or Hulu or Roku or some of these things. We're really good consumers when it comes to some of those things. But when I look at 2 areas that we probably spend more money than almost anything, one is especially as we get older, one is in healthcare. We act as very poor consumers in the healthcare. In fact, it's one of the things that I feel like it's broken in healthcare. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I just need to explain that, where else other than the doctor's office or, these kind of things, do we not know the price that we're going to spend? I mean, we'd never call up a plumber and say, hey, just bill me whatever you want to, because somebody else is paying the bill. We don't really care oftentimes what our health care expense, especially if we have health insurance. And now that's not just a good idea, it's the law that we have to have health insurance. It's a requirement. You get penalized if you don't. But we don't act as very good consumers in healthcare. We also don't act as very good consumers when it comes to what we are spending our retirement dollars on. Now, the only thing that I really like about a 401k is the matching portion. I feel like that it's tough to beat. If you're going to take out, let's say you make $100,000 a year and you're going to contribute 3% pre-tax of your income, you're going to put $3,000 into a retirement account. And your company's going to match it, 100% of the first 3% or whatever that amount is. Man, I take advantage of that. Because if you can save 3 and just leave it in cash, you get a 100% rate of return on that. It'd be great if it compounded every year that they matched whatever you had in your account, but they don't do that. But if you can instantly turn $3,000 into $6,000, the market really has to drop about 50% in order for you to just be back at what you contributed. So I like that portion of a 401k. But outside of that, what people don't realize is that when you're investing in the market, you're actually, oh, Daniel, sorry. Yeah, it's the Wealth Through Real Estate Academy. I'll fix that. Yeah, sorry. Wealth Through Real Estate Academy, because we do a free event as well. Our next free event will be next Tuesday at 6:30. It's the Wealth Through Real Estate Workshop. We've just come up with some new verbiage to more consistently align with what we're helping people with. So, all that being said, it fascinates me when really smart people that would never, ever just say, hey, here's, if we know that we need to make $2,000 a week in order to make $100,000 a year, and 3% of that is $3,000 over the course of the year, then 3% of 2,000 is about what? Is it $60, I think? So here's $60 every week for the next 50 weeks. I want you to put it someplace, but don't tell me where you put it. I want you to do something with it to make more money. And if you don't even know what you're buying, how do you know if you're buying it well? Now, granted, $60 is not going to get you a whole lot in terms of, an ownership in a business. Can't buy a very big business, but you can buy a fraction of it. And over time, can you imagine that really adds up? And what we know about Economics 101, it says, if you want to buy a business, you want to buy it low. If you want to sell a business, you want to sell it high. But how do you know if you're buying low or buying high if you don't even know what you're buying? It'd be one thing if I'm talking to people about this stuff and they're like, oh, you know what? He's just an idiot. He was a guy that rode the short bus, had the helmet. I'm not expecting that person to understand economics or financing. We need to help those people. I mean, we need to love on those people. We need to take care of those people. But I'm talking about really smart people that aren't acting smart, that aren't thinking smart. In other words, you can have a high IQ and not think smart. In fact, it's fascinating to me. Had an interesting experience this past weekend. I talked about it briefly yesterday. But you realize that people can be guides in your life because they're an expert in an area. But very few people are experts in a lot of different areas. The mistake I see we make sometimes is somebody's really great at one thing. Maybe they're really great at accounting. And we should be asking them accounting questions. But we ask them other life questions as well. Just because somebody's great at accounting doesn't necessarily mean they're great at helping you plan your retirement. I wouldn't go to my CPA and ask, hey, been having a little bit of a pain in my knee. And can you take a look at my knee? Because I'm not really sure if it's a ligament or if it's a tendon, if it's a bruise, if it's arthritis. I don't really know what's going on with my knee, but it's been bothering me. And yeah, I know you're my CPA, but you're a really smart person. can you take a look at my knee? I mean, that's it's kind of silly, right? And by the same token, you probably wouldn't ask your doctor accounting advice about your taxes, right? You know, some people talk about they want to live a life of balance. And what I recognize is that anytime that you're going to be really, really good at something, it's going to take a lot of attention. I was talking with a really good friend of mine yesterday about the game of poker. And I enjoy the game of poker, but what I recognize is the people that are really great at poker, nobody's ever won the World Series of Poker just going, yeah, I had nothing better to do for the last 2 weeks. Just decided I'd show up, plop down my 10,000 and kind of see how it goes. The winner's normally somebody that's been eating, breathing, sleeping, dreaming. I mean, they've been doing nothing but poker. They've not been hitting the gym. They've not been reading, the top 10 books on the New York Times bestseller books. They've not been going to Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and working on making a better them. They've not been doing yoga 4 hours a day. They've been spending 16, 18 hours a day.
2 minutes.
Doing poker and nothing else. And you realize if you ever really want to be great at something, you've got to give it a lot of your attention. So I kind of chuckle sometimes when people say, oh yeah, next year, 2019, $10 million. That's what I want to do. And I'm like, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to get there? Because it takes more than just saying I want it. Most people never really set a very specific goal with a specific timeline. And since we're going into 2019, we need to make that our goal between now and December 31st. What do you want 2019 to look like?
1 minute.
You need to decide right now we've got 17 days between now and the end of the year. You need to decide, what do you want your financial life to look like? What do you want your family life to look like? What do you want your health to look like? You can pick each aspect of your life and decide, this is what I want it to look like. Then you can break it up into chunks. And you can say, in order to get to this place that I want to get to, what do I need to do on a daily basis to do that? The music says I'm out of time for this segment. I want you to stay tuned. Thanks for listening. I'll be right back.
Mics are off.
All right.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Do you have cracks in your
1
brick,
minute to come back.
doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009
you're on the air.
and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825.
Coming back, stand by.
That was my daughter.
Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
This is Business 1110.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. Yep. She's crazy. We just got back from Disney. And I'd never been to Disney before. And neither had my daughter. She's 13. She actually is, she's off for the month. She got out of school December 7th was her last day. And she didn't go back till January 7th. So like a week ago today, she took finals in 8th grade. And so she's off for the whole month. She goes to a school that's kind of like college. She goes to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're supposed to give her lots and lots of homework. She does homework on Tuesdays and Thursdays, plus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so, which made it really nice because nobody else really in her age is out of school. In fact, not many schools are out right now. So going to Disney, you know, it wasn't super, super busy, and weather was kind of cold. But, you know, it's amazing. I talked to somebody that I've known for a while, and they said, yeah, they had done Disney and when their kids were younger, and this is somebody that I grew up with. They said they had read a lot of guides and, you know, read the books about, you know, the tips and the tricks to Disney. And I didn't take any time to do any of that. Now, I wasn't just winging it. That's how some people do life. But I got invited to go to Disney by someone who loves Disney. And when we were at Magic Kingdom, I said, hey, how many times have you been here to Magic Kingdom? And he goes, oh, probably, 60. And so you realize that you're doing something with somebody that's done something 60 times. They kind of know what's going on, especially when it comes to Disney. I mean, now it was kind of funny because they, said that, when they do any kind of Disney trivia, things like that at the, back at the place where they stay, and They said they never win the Disney trivia, so they're not like the top 1% in terms of knowing all the ins and outs, but they know so much of the history of Walt and the different rides and what's going on in this place and that place. And we did actually 4 parks in 3 days. And I didn't, they just said, hey, we're leaving at 8:30. Be ready. And I was like, I was ready at 8:30. Daughter was ready at 8:30. And I think about all the time that it would have taken me to have put together the trip and the experience that I had in that really 3 days at Disney. We left on Sunday, got back on Wednesday, and we didn't go to Disney on Wednesday because that was a travel day. But we did, some shopping in the area, that kind of stuff. But we did 4 parks in 3 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 parks in 3 days. And probably sucked the marrow out of the experience. And you just realize when you go with someone that's already been there, done that. I don't feel like I made a single mistake doing Disney. It'd be fascinating. We'd be in line to go to a show for, let's say, one of the shows. And for me, I'm a type D personality. Get to the front of the line, that way you can get in first and pick your seat and all that. Well, that's not how Disney does it. When the doors open, it's set up theater style in some of these shows, and you got to go across and you got to be on the end. If you're first in line, you're all the way on the opposite end. You're near the exit door now, which is fine if you want to get out first, but it's not fine if you want to have like a center seat for the show. Typically, if I'm buying tickets for a show, I want to be near the center of the seat. I like to be on the front row for certain things, not at a movie, but you went to a comedian, front row, basically within a seat or two of the absolute middle front row section. Saw Brian Regan last Friday, a week ago tonight. So if you want to be in the middle and kind of in the back, you got to realize that if you're at Disney, what you got to do is you got to let about half the people through the door before you go. So how do you know that? Well, because you've done it a bunch of times. Now, most people, what they do is they do it wrong several times and then figure it out. So that means that your first experience is not usually your best experience. But the way I did it, and this is kind of analogous to how you can do life, is you can try and figure it out on your own. But man, that's going to be the slow path. And what you realize is you're going to make a lot more mistakes along the way. The older I get, the more I realize I'm willing to pay a professional to teach me all the ins and outs. Teach me how to shorten my learning curve. I could take 3 or 4 years to learn something, but what if I could learn that same thing in like 30, 60, or 90 days? Just because that expert was willing to walk me through. What you start realizing in a business, you've got to have an understanding of sales and in marketing, customer service, accounting, taxes, the legal, and then whatever it is that your actual business is. Do you realize it's nearly impossible? I was having a conversation with my dad yesterday, and we were just talking about marketing. And what I realized is, the people that design websites, I like the way our website is shaping up at RightPath. And we've got a really great website designer. But they're not the people that create the content. They can take your content, make it look pretty, make the, links from one page to the next. Well, when you click here, that it actually takes you to the right spot and, that's aligned on the page properly, that it functions correctly. But they're not the person that you say, hey, I want a beautiful website. I want it to sell stuff. That's not the person. And then if you're going to do marketing from an advertising standpoint, especially online, you can do it either through SEO or you can do it through AdWords and Facebook, etc. And again, the guy that's the expert in understanding, it's a full-time job just to figure out all the, because Google's constantly evolving and changing. And so to understand all the ins and outs of marketing on Google or marketing on Facebook, Facebook's constantly changing and changing their algorithms and how you build your list and things like that. And if you're going to do that and be good at it, that's all you get to focus on. So I've identified there's really we have 4 different experts in marketing that help us. And when we're not done, we probably need 1 or 2 more slots filled that we're the areas that we're deficient in. Now, I know some people, when their thinking is out of whack, when they're not thinking with success, they're thinking with poverty. They're like, well, I want to learn that so I can save money. I've got to be an expert in that. And the reality is there's not enough time to be an expert in all of it. One of the great stories from last night when Moni was talking is that she's probably bought as a brand new... I mean, how many investors come to a weekend event on a Saturday and a Sunday, and then a year later, you're talking to them, hey, how's that real estate investing going? Well, I'm still looking for my first deal, still getting my LLC started, getting all my corporate structure going. And here's somebody else that didn't do any of that, just went ahead and pulled the trigger on 3 deals. About $50,000 out of pocket, about $60,000 in captured equity, plus the $50,000 out of pocket means that she actually has $110,000 of total equity now. Be making about $930 a month in cash flow. It's about $330, if my memory serves me right from last night, about $330,000 in total asset value. In other words, the after repair value, about $330. So here's what we know is about $330,000. If that appreciates about 7% a year, she'll gain almost $2,000 a month in appreciation on essentially $50,000. $50,000 out of pocket. And so that means that she's getting really about a 35%. Actually, it's probably better than that. If I take 23,000 divided by 50,000, it's a 46% rate of return just on appreciation. And then if I take the 937 times 12, gives me 11,244 divided by $50,000. It's about 22% rate of return on her $50,000 out of pocket. So she's got 22 plus the 46, 68% rate of return. Not a bad month. Because what her attitude is, I don't want to figure it out. Y'all have already done that. Just tell me what to do.
1 minute.
She took massive action. It was funny because she said, hey, 2 of the properties I haven't even gone to see. Isn't it crazy when 2 people can show up to the same event and have a totally different experience? And you look at a year from now, when I look at where Moni's going to be a year from now, imagine if she does that just 3 more times in the next 12 months. Imagine if Warren Buffett hadn't have made 17, 18% over the last 40 years. Imagine if he'd have been making 40, 50, 60% rate of return. Somebody's going to be the first trillionaire, and I bet it's going to be through real estate. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate. Music says I'm out of time. I'll be back in about 4 minutes. Please stay tuned.
Mics are off.
I'll be right back.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly...
Some are 5 inches. Hello? Anybody there? Hey there? Hello, hello? Hey, anybody there? Hey, testing, testing. It looks like we lost our brick link. Hey, y'all lose the brick link? Who is this? Hey, Chris. Yeah, I'm not showing that I'm connected to the studio anymore. Oh, there just went live. Hold on. You there? All right.
I'm here.
All right, cool.
Here we go. Mics are hot.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. I don't know what happened there. It looked like that we lost the brick link. And so anyhow, we're connected again. Yay! I love live radio. Not doing it from the studio. So, well, I don't know what that was. So all we were talking about is At what age do you want to retire? You've got another 17 days to decide what do you want 2019 to look like. And what I can tell you is successful people are spending time right now setting their goals for 2019. And we do a really good job of determining what the cost is for doing certain things. We don't calculate what the cost is for not doing something. Yeah, it's going to cost you some time to set your goals. What's it going to cost you not to have goals for next year? And some people are thinking, oh, well, I have a general idea of what I want. Yeah, you know what? It's not going to get you there specifically. If you don't have a specific goal,
2 minutes,
then chances are you'll look back at the 2019 and you won't look much different than 2018. And if you like the way 2018 looked and you didn't set goals for 2018, then don't set goals for 2019. But if you want 2019 to look different, it's got to start with your thinking. You know, it's really easy to plan a vacation once I decided where I wanted to go. Because it's pretty easy to determine where you are. And then once you decide where you want to go, now it's just putting, how do I get from where I am now to where I want to get to? When do I want to do it? You can pick your vehicle, all of those kind of things. But if you don't decide where you're going, the whole thing gets really, really difficult. You know, I was looking at where do I want to go for New Year's? And it's, do I want to go to, did I want to go to Vegas? Did I want to go to San Diego? Did I want to go to Denver? Go to Utah? Go to New York? Go to Brazil? Go to Mexico? Go to Bahamas? You got to decide where you're trying to go first. Then it's a matter of finding a place to stay and booking the airfare and all that kind of stuff. Or getting on a train or a boat or don't want to go on a cruise. I mean, you got to pick that before you do anything else. Hey, I'm going to be back on Monday. Going to do the weekend event. If you want to come to our Wealth Through Real Estate Academy, you need to go to rightpathrealestate.com right now. It's not too late. I've got 1 or 2 spots available. Again,
10 seconds.
Wealth Through Real Estate Academy, rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com. I will see you there this weekend. It will be life-changing. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Hope you learned some things. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.